Hey Matt, happy birthday, you sorry son of a gun. Sorry we couldn't come out there and see you, but we sure would have liked to get out of this, out of Colorado and come over there and see you guys, but just didn't work out. So happy birthday, man. Hey, Marcy sent me an email asking to see if I could put together a few memories of you. 40 years old now. Probably hard for you to remember this stuff some, but I think that it's easiest to start with whenever I first met you. And I was on the rodeo team up there at CSU, and I heard talk about some guy that had come up there to team rope, and nobody knew where he was from because nobody could understand a damn thing he said. That was you, and I don't really remember how it all came about, but somehow or the other, you and I became pretty good friends, and then as our friendship grew, there's some of those things that I remember. Unfortunately, at the time of our life, or fortunately, we were in the bar a lot, and so there's a lot of those things that come back to that. And one time, uh, well, actually, a common thing that I remember was we'd be at the bar, and you'd be talking away. Nobody understand a damn thing you said, and you usually be talking to a girl. Sorry, Marcy. And usually that girl be looking at you with stars in her eyes and just happy as all get out that you're talking, but she's looking at you like, what in the hell is this guy saying? Just ain't making any sense at all. And so you'd usually get to the end of whatever you were saying, and I'd gotten to know you a little bit, and so I'd just look at her calmly and I'd say, what he said was. So and it was always worse when you came home from Christmas break or something like that, man. You sounded like that coach in Waterboy or something. Nobody can understand a damn thing that you'd say. Um, some of the other things I remember, when we lived together, and just sitting out on the deck and talking about horses or girls or politics or something like that. It's pretty easy to see during those conversations how you and I got to be such good friends. And a couple specific things that I remember, two of them pretty funny, and one of them's from a bar scene, and I remember we were up at the Sundance in Fort Collins one night, and you and I were talking to these two twin girls, and there was a good-looking twin and an ugly twin. They were twins, but they didn't look, much like twins. And anyhow, I think they both had boyfriends, and both their boyfriends were there. And it was all innocent. We danced a few times, whatever, and the bar was closing, and we were outside, and I was just walking around outside, and I think you were off talking to somebody over at the car or something, and all of a sudden one of the boyfriends comes up to me and he wants to fight, and I'm like, oh man, what in the heck? And I guess he fancied himself a good wrestler or something like that, and so he goes 10 to 1, I'll take you down, and I'm like, what do you mean? And he goes, $10 if you take me down, dollar if I take you down. All right. I don't want to fight, man. Oh, and he is all mad, getting down in his wrestling stance and whatever. And so I just reached out there and stuck my leg behind his and pushed him over and bounced his head off of the concrete. And I just wanted to get out of there. I didn't want anything to do with being around it. Didn't want to be anywhere. And so I was walking over to the car where you were, and you're walking back the other way. And I'm like, Matt, where are you going? And he said, huh. And you said, I'm gonna go get you $10. Oh, that was typical you. And the one other time, this is funny, man. I've told this story a few times before, and oh my God, this is funny. But when you and I met or moved in at the house over there in Greeley, and we moved in with that Jeff character, and man, that guy was such a douche. And I remember that he used to set his alarm clock early, and and every morning that damn thing would go off, and then he'd press snooze, and they'd go off again, and you could hear it through the whole house. And Oh man, that got irritating. Well, one morning I'm sitting there in the kitchen. I was up ready for work, and you and Jeff were still sleeping. And here Jeff's alarm goes off, and it goes off for whatever, a minute or two, and then you hear it shut off, and everything's fine. I keep making my breakfast, and then his damn alarm goes off again, and all of a sudden I hear just a commotion. I hear shit flying and whatever. What is going on? And so I go down the stairs and here you are, Jeff just beating his ass. Turn off your alarm, you fucker. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning and you're just camped on top of him just beating his ass. Oh God, that was hilarious. Oh, that's funny stuff. Anyhow, man, those are a couple things. I mean, I could go on for hours and hours, but thank you so much for making it out to my 40th. I hate that I'm older than you, but at least I still got my hair. And I hope you have a good one. And hopefully Amber and I can get out there and see you and Marcy soon. Oh yeah, and one other thing was the bucket list. I don't know, not much of a bucket list guy. I just want to get through my life, I guess. But anyhow, if I had to say one bucket list thing, I think it'd be good is why don't you and I plan on at some point, and we're old, trying to rope at a U.S. finals or a World Series or something like that. I think that'd be a good bucket list thing. And then, oh, I don't know. I suppose at some point it'd be a good deal if you and I could just sit on a porch and drink whiskey and tell lies about our grandkids or something. Hey, man, happy birthday.